Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Shit Happens, where shit always happens. And it's already starting to happen, but we're gonna ride the wave. There we go. All right. So today we're doing something different, right? On Shit Happens. Today I'm bringing on two of my favorite girls who have an incredible event coming up this Saturday, March 16th. And we're going to talk all about it so that you can be a part of it and learn some shit about that. Now, let me go ahead and start by bringing the one and only. Okay, there they are. Okay, I was wondering if they're there or not because I can't see their faces in the back. I'll start sister with the mostest, Miss Norine from Save Our Sisters. How you
Hello,
doing, baby?
hello, everyone. How are you doing today?
Thank you for not standing me up today or being late.
Oh
You were
my
actually 20
gosh.
minutes on time. I love it.
Yes, this is important. I felt so bad because, I'm a professional lady, you know. So when things like that happen, it kind of throws me off completely off.
Oh, you're fine. Again, this is shit happens where shit happens, and you just made
It
shit
was happening
happen.
that day. It was definitely
It
happening
was
that day.
definitely it. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and bring the one and only Coach K to the stage. Hey, baby.
Woo!
Love it, love it. Wait, we can't hear you.
There we go. I had the mute on. What's
Ah.
good, y'all?
That
What's
that
good,
mute will
y'all?
mess you up
Hey, I'm
every
telling you,
time.
I be trying to be cordial. I love it. I love it.
I'm gonna just be like this.
Exactly.
What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good with y'all? How y'all
Everything and
feeling?
nothing. It's Monday, girl. Got
Hey,
that Monday grind going.
Kisha bringing the energy. I love it because I'm still in my sleepy way. I rolled
you
out
know
of
I'm
bed
gonna
a few
bring the
hours.
energy. You know I'm bringing the energy, baby.
She probably up since 5 o'clock. So
And have been 6 this morning.
Okay,
Hey,
cause Miss Thing over here has been giving me the sleepy voice. I'm like, I ain't your husband. Save that for your husband. Okay?
hey,
what
So
you say?
thank you.
On with the sexy
don't
stuff.
hate me because my voice is sexy. Okay, this is God given.
Hey, I love it. I love it. What's going on? How y'all feeling today? Happy Monday, everybody out there in live land. I'm just glad to be here. Thank you so much for having us. I appreciate you, girl. How you feeling?
I am good. I am so happy to be here with you, two beautiful, amazing women, and we're going to talk about something incredible that you're doing that I'm so sad I'm going to be missing. But y'all know, 2026, I ain't missing the shit. I'm just saying. But
Period.
with no
Exactly.
further ado, let's talk. You ladies have an event coming on March 16th. That's this Saturday, renewing our resilience, managing life after loss luncheon. I love that. But I want to know, why did you decide this year's theme to be renewing our resilience?
Because it's necessary. It's
Mhm.
necessary. We have all been going through a lot, especially coming off COVID. A lot of people are transitioning back into the office. It's a scary world. We've just all been going through a lot of things. And so renewing our resilience is going to get us from back then, is going to get us back to where we are now. We're going to be in a healed space. When we do the event, we're going to be just talking about the different types of loss, not just death, loss of self, loss of confidence, loss of job, all those different things that we go through in a daily. And so talking about that is important because there's a lot of people that don't really know how to navigate that. Am I right, Coach K?
Oh, you absolutely right. It's important to have these conversations. One, I'm all about uncomfortable conversations, and
Me too.
renewing our resilience is definitely, it's a little uncomfortable, but it's going to still be inspirational. It's still going to be positive and motivating because I want them to leave the luncheon knowing that they have had a breath of fresh air, knowing that, they're not going through these experiences alone. And that's really kind of why we decided to do that, because we both have experienced loss. And honestly, there's so many of us that have experienced loss, besides death. There's so many other things. Me, prime example, November of 2020, I lost my job. I lost my financial security, and the stigma is, oh, you just got to keep going and be strong. Yeah, that didn't work for me at that time, so like just having those kind of conversations to where someone could say, you know what, I did not know that she lost her job and wasn't financially secure. I went through that just 6 months ago, so to be able to bring people together that have experienced so many variations of loss, I'm super excited about it, because it's going to be just a great space. We ain't gonna be in there sad and crying. We're going to be
No.
in there inspiring and uplifting and empowering, which is what it's always about for me and Norine when we host these every year, because this is our second annual. So we make sure that we do them in Women's History Month because we want it to be a celebratory event. So
I love that.
Absolutely.
And you're right. Like I am going through that, right? I lost my job last year. I still haven't found a job. I do not have financial security, stability, or shit. Like I don't even know how I make it day by day. But so I hate when people tell me, "Oh, you're gonna find another job. Well, it's gonna be a no, bitch." Like I'm literally worried about how I'm paying
come
my rent
on.
next week. Don't
Exactly.
tell me I'm gonna find
It's
something
the reality
else.
of it. It's good to be supportive, but let's just be real. Okay, are you going to help me? How are you going to help me initially?
Yes,
And while
That
I'm in
part.
my transition of finding this job, how are you going to support me mentally?
Come on. And that's
that's so
it.
true.
And that's
And I
it.
love it. I really wish I was there for this one because I need that. Like, I
Yes.
personally, this is something I need. So, are
Yeah.
y'all planning on live streaming this event or it's just fully in person?
So my plan was to kind of live stream a little bit of it. But I also want to keep it kind of intimate because the thing about it is I want us to feel like we are really being in a supportive space. So there probably will be bits and pieces that will, go on social media, but I always want women to know that when they're in my presence and we are having those kind of conversations, that their privacy is valued and that
Yeah.
we're building a bond, a sisterhood, a community, even with my monthly meetups that I do, growth over everything. I don't live stream those because I love that intimacy and I love people being able to be vulnerable and disclose that. So this luncheon is really going to be no different for me.
And it's all about making them feel like they're in a safe space. You
Right.
know, what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. So
Come
this is
on.
going to be a Vegas event.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you'll see bits and pieces. And then of course we do have a photographer. Shout out to Michelle McFadden Photography. She will be there, snapping. We do have our vendors there as well. We have True Treasures. They are custom bling jewelry and health and wellness with regards to skincare and hair care. We have V Marie's Creative Creations. Let me tell you something. Her candles, her melts, and all of that. I cannot wait because I'm stocking up. I already told her that. We have SB Creations, which sells t-shirts, cups, all custom made. And then we have Badge by D, which has the custom badge holders. And they're all focused on us women. They all cater to us women. So they were the perfect vendors for the event. So I'm super excited to have them there as well.
Yeah.
I love that. So, out of curiosity, right? You guys say this is the second annual event. How did this event come about? How did Save Our Sisters and Upgrade Mindset come together and decide to be hosting this event annually? And shout out for it to be a second year. Planning an event is not easy,
Mm-hmm.
No.
and to keep going regardless of life and shit, because making a yearly event takes a lot. You create a community, you build, you get a lot of disappointments, you get a lot of Lego, a lot of money goes in, money disappearing. Like there's too much that goes in it. Your mental health. Noreen here was just letting me know how many headaches she's been having, knowing that the event is just on Saturdays.
The closer it
Man.
gets, it's like you could taste it, you
You
know.
Yeah.
know, like when it's your wedding day coming up, those jitters.
Exactly. That's
I wouldn't know.
exactly what it feels
I
like.
haven't waited for my wedding day, but I've had.
Yeah.
That is
You have like
exactly what
that
it feels
throb
like.
in your chest and in your head and stuff like that. But you
Exactly.
know, Noreen
Well,
actually came to me. And
yeah.
I'll let you tell that story. So go ahead.
Yeah, when before Save Our Sisters was born, I had a group called Single Parents United. And it was for single parents that were going through anything. We used to group together, and we just have a lot of events that are catered to single parents. We used to share a lot of knowledge. We used to bring in speakers that would help us get with dealing with the co-parent, how to manage our finances, how to things that might be going on with our kids, how to handle simple situations. And so when my kids started creating life, I had to take a step back and focus on family. So when I rebranded as Save Our Sisters because I wanted to focus more on the women. I saw Miss Kisha doing one of her lives. She was out here talking about her mindset and get your life together, girl. And don't be sitting here waiting on stuff to happen. And I'm like,
But that's so
yes,
true. If you
yes,
see her
yes.
videos, it feels like she's really shouting at me. I'm like, damn, let me go
Exactly.
get my shit together. Okay,
Well,
Coach K,
exactly.
I
And I'm
hear
like, well,
you.
let me turn my volume down because I feel like she is screaming at me. So I saw her out there and she was doing her thing. Somebody tagged me in one of her lives. And I was and so from that one, I listened to a couple of other things and I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. I didn't even know she existed in my community. I didn't. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to reach out to the sis. And so I reached out. She's like, listen, girl, here's my calendar. Book me a date. And as they say, the rest was history.
And it
And so when
is.
I started thinking about this event, I'm like, okay, I want to really have something so that the women can come out and come together. And in solidarity, let me partner with Miss Kisha and see how that can go. And so it's just been a really good vibe. I came out to an event that she was hosting that year. I think it was the thing that you held out at a Grand Prairie,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The vendor event,
the vendor
empowerment vendor
event.
event. Yep.
Yeah. And so I went out there and I supported her event and we just been cool. She's been on my podcast. I've been on her podcast, and we've just had this and of course, we're like-minded because we are twins.
Period.
So
Gemini baby.
Gemini baby. So, it's just been easy working with her, and she's been really empowering me and pouring into me as well because, coming back out on the scene, you know, some of the things are a little bit different. The world is structured a little bit different. So
A lot
she's
of
kind of
different.
been helping me to navigate that a little bit as well so that, you know, we can all be entrepreneurs.
Thing, that
But we
part.
want this thing to run right. So
Yeah.
having the right people in place, people that are motivated, people that you don't have to babysit, is always really cool to do that. So she's been doing a lot of the internet stuff, and I've been doing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. And so we just fell into that. We didn't even say
You
we're gonna do
balance
this
each
and you're gonna do that.
other.
Mhm.
Exactly. It just fell into it like that. And that's really what you want. That's really what you
And
want when you're trying to partner with another person.
there's
Collaboration is
partner.
so critical. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Hmm.
sis.
And they do say a great partnership is when, as you said, I don't want to mother you or have to worry about you doing your part, but also recognizing your best parts. Like, okay, you're good at the online stuff. You deal with that, run with that. You're good at, because sometimes some people like to micromanage everything, and it
Hmm.
gets like, listen, if you really trust me and know, then let me handle my shit instead of micromanaging me. So it's always good to allow people to take control of what they know best, their best side, and you deal with that. And then the ugly shit, or the shit that you none of you like doing or none of you are good at, you can work together and do that.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And I stay in my lane because I know I'm not computer savvy.
We know that, Noreen. We know that. But the best thing about your event as well, and why I wanted to shine light on it and bring you all ladies here, because one thing I hate about and I might get crucified for this, but again, it's Paul. I don't give a fuck. You
Period.
can cancel me. I don't care. But it's when it comes to International Women's Month, right? Or the International Women's Day, whatever it is, how women, most women, are constantly talking about women, see women, support women, empower women, but you're only doing that on that one day online. Like we know
Exactly.
at the end of which you are the biggest gatekeeper. You are not
Yes.
empowering no women. You are not pulling no women. You're not supporting no women. You're literally closing shut the gate on their face. So I hate that. But when I actually see women who are actually not just talking the talk but doing it,
Mhm.
because I met Norine and both of I met Kisha through Norine, but Norine all in the same year. But the amount of empowering and inspiring you have done to me, and just whenever I needed a pick me up or I needed shit, like, and you didn't even know me that long. You're like, let's go, sis. How can I help? What
Yeah.
can I do? So that shows like, yo, this is really women empowering women. Like, you don't have to know me for 6+ years. I don't have to be in your bracket, tax bracket. I don't have to be in your corporate ladder. Just
Exactly.
help me. They're constantly trying to pull each other who are already on the same level. I want to see you pulling women who are under you so that they can be on the same level as
Hey,
well. Or
that's
go
it.
even higher so they can also pull you, because you never know. People have those qualities and have those things, they just don't have the support, that hand that's gonna pull them up with them to just get them into the door. So kudos for you
Exactly.
women doing that.
Hey,
And
the
I
thing
think
that
it's
I've learned,
important. Oh, go
yeah,
ahead. I'm
but
sorry.
what I have learned on this journey, when it comes to, working with other women, being around other women, is that a lot of them are still insecure within themselves, right? And I had to really just let a lot of that go, because when I first started, there were a lot of people that I reached out to, like, hey, I was always on a collaborative, let me at least have a conversation with you, and I didn't get that in return. So, you know what I did? I went around and I said, hey, I'm going to go find my tribes. I'm going to go find my support teams. I'm going to go find them. And when I tell you, that was the best thing that I could have ever done in my life. I'm not sitting around waiting on nobody. If I feel that that's not where your energy at, it's all good. Ain't no love lost. I'm not going to treat you any kind of way. I'm not going to roll my eyes at you. But guess what? We good. We good, sis. And I have found that there are a lot of insecure women, and I might catch some backlash for that too. But I
You
work with
will
us
not be
every
catching
day.
backlash because I
Hey, but
got
the
your
thing
back.
is, y'all know I don't care, because I work
We
with us
don't
every single
care.
day.
That's not.
And the many conversations I have had in the walls of UPM suites, I can say that professionally, personally, professionally, entrepreneurially, whatever. There are a lot of insecure women out here, and I really need us to work on us on a personal note before you are trying to elevate anything else, which is why I do what I do. Personal transformation, entrepreneurial development, they align together. So many women want to start businesses and their personal shit is not in order. So you have havoc over here and think that you're going to have a successful business. You're not. So just really,
Exactly.
if you find yourself worried about what the next woman is doing, if it's something similar to what you're doing, if it ain't, if you find yourself always trying to worry about what they got going on, hey, some self-reflection is needed. You need to really sit down and say, you know what, why is this bothering me so much? I got some inner stuff I need to work on, and I can help you with that. All right, okay, I'm done.
And but you said exactly what I was gonna say. A lot of insecure women, they see you out there trying to do your thing, and instead of them trying to get aligned with what you're trying to do, they're trying to compete.
Yeah,
And nobody has time for that.
yeah.
Collaboration over competition. That's why I
Ooh,
say
period.
Collaboration over
I be
competition. I
watching.
love
I
it.
be watching all these fake women's history, women empire, and I'm like, bitch, I know you ain't doing none of that. Shut the fuck up.
And that's the sad part too,
Like
because
please, like
that's the
please.
sad part because the younger ones are looking up to us. They're looking at how we're creating this blueprint and they're looking at what we're doing. If we don't teach them the right way to do these things and catch them right in their tweens and their teens and right when they're going into college and going out into the
No,
world
it
and
actually need to start
women.
earlier than that
Right,
nowadays. We
right.
need
That's
to
why I
get to
said they're
them at 9
tweens.
and 10 years old.
Right.
Like,
That's what I said. The tweens. Tweens is like that age right before to become a teenager. If we're not
facts.
catching them right then, where they're still young and impressionable, and you can still, influence them, we're not doing enough. And so
And no
when we're out
offense.
here showing them that even though Kisha and I are our platforms are similar, it is not the same. But I don't compete with Miss Kisha. I feel like I bring my own stuff to the table. And
We
even
do. We
though
all
even though
do.
I go to her for advice for certain things, it doesn't mean that I feel insecure in what I'm doing. Because before I was doing Save Our Sisters, I was doing Single Parents United single-handedly. So it's not like I can't stand alone. I can. But I
But why
want
would you
to.
want to? Exactly. Like we are
Right.
not built to stand alone. And as you say, just because I'm going to Kisha out to you for either empowerment or inspiration or just alone, doesn't mean I can't do it by myself. But it also means that I see what value you have. I
Exactly.
admire what you have. So why the fuck wouldn't I want to be a part of that, right? And it's so
Exactly.
Mhm.
simple when you actually think, and this is such a personal transformation, growth mindset. If you switch your mindset instead of thinking like, oh my God, she's winning. Why would I help her? And change it to, oh my God, she's winning. How can I be a part of that?
Come on.
Like,
Exactly.
knock,
And
knock,
that's
Noreen, I
the
see you
sole
doing this
reason is
shit. So
why I
how
reached
can I
out to
be a
Keisha,
part of
because I
it?
was like, oh, she out here doing what I'm trying to what I'm doing.
Hey, I
So
nobody
and
can do
in the
how I
same
do.
city.
Nobody can do how I do. I am very confident in what I talk about, who I speak with, and what I talk, you know what I'm saying, what I'm on. Like I'm not, because I walked this journey. I'm not speaking from an educational background, even though I'm not saying that education is not, because I'm definitely pursuing further education. Don't get it twisted. But baby, personal experience when it comes to these type of things is going to trump for me every time. My personal experience from shifting from corporate America into full-time entrepreneurship, my personal experience of leaving a life of people pleasing, like all of those things that made me angry in life. I now know that they made me angry, and now I work on, doing what I got to do to make that happen. And I have no problem with having conversations with other women to help that as well. Yes, that's my practice, that's my journey, that's my purpose, and I'm going to do it in any way possible. That's why you have the podcast. That's why you have, my YouTube channel. That's why I don't have problems getting on these platforms and talking about it. I talk about the stuff that people talk about in their
Yes,
group
go
chats.
ahead. Like
Like for real, for real.
I wake up to go to your page so that you can scream at me so I can get out of bed. Like like Kisha's page is my check on yourself page. Like get your shit together, girl. But something you said about personal experiences. I just had this amazing friend of mine. Shout out to Sarah and our podcast branded, and she was telling me she was on a conference and she was a speaker, and this older lady was just a guest, right? And they were sitting on tables having discussion, and this older lady woman looked at her and said, "But you're this age. What can you teach me? What can I learn from you? Like because of your age, baby. My age ain't got shit to do with you. Might be older, but your personal experience and mine ain't the same.
Yeah.
And you might have all these degrees, I might have 0 degrees, but I still have something to put on the table because of the
Right.
experiences I went through. You can study as much as you want, but there's a different level of experiencing that shit. I tell people I'd rather go to a therapist who has also been through shit I'm talking about than
Right.
a therapist who has just studied it in papers and shit, because I can do research as well, right? Anybody can do research, but going through that, so don't belittle somebody because of age or culture or language or all this, because you don't know what the experience is. She her business, she has a partner. He's a guy. He has all the business. His 80s, all days in his 50s, she's in his late 20s, 30s.
Mm.
So she has different experience, he has different experience, and it works because he's so technical, she's so emotional, right? Because of the experiences. So just because of age or all this, we need to get that out of our system.
Yeah.
And it's so sad that a fellow woman was the one telling her, because I would get it if it was a guy, right? We're used to men saying dumb ass shit.
Right.
But you're literally a woman looking at another woman. And she was a speaker. She got to be there to be a speaker. So clearly she has something to teach you if she's speaking. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah.
That part.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
before we
it's
get any, yeah, go ahead.
no, it's cool. It's just, that's a part of my mission, is to break that stigma. You know what I'm saying? And to do that, we do have to have those uncomfortable conversations. I have a great support team. And when I talk about these things, people feel like, oh, wait, she's not supported. Hey, I love my support team. I'm stepping into almost 4 years doing this. So therefore, I have had that support, but I created it because I was open minded. It really just boils down to becoming open minded and saying, you know what? Yes, I love those that are around me, that have been around me. But in order for me to grow, I do have to find new networks. I do have to find new people, new women, new rooms to get in. I don't want to be the
Exactly.
smartest person in the room because although I know I am very smart, okay, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room because I'm
Personal
not going to
growth.
grow that way. So it's
Exactly.
really important that I position myself to be in rooms where I know I am going to get $1,000,000 lessons every single time, whether it's a financial lesson that I'm learning or it's a mindset thing that I'm learning. I'm all about it. And I'm all about that. I'm all about supporting my fellow woman because listen, God has blessed me and he continues to bless me. I'm going to remain blessed. And I was not even a spiritual or religious person growing up, but walking my journey now, I have that. And because I am now walking in that path, baby, them abundances is just coming and coming and coming and coming. And
Amen.
I ain't got no
Amen.
hate in my heart for nobody.
Overflowing.
You feel me? I am
I hear
blessed.
you.
Every day I wake up blessed. Every challenge is an opportunity for me to grow. And that's the mindset that I keep every day.
And I want to touch on something that Keisha said, well, that we would been talking about when it comes to collaboration. So in a private conversation that Keisha and I had, you know, I was trying to pick her brain on certain things because, like I said, she's 4 years in. I'm coming out. I'm like, what, 3? I'm like 2, if you
Mhm.
really count it, because the pandemic kind of stopped my flow the way I wanted it to. So
Right.
it kind of slowed me down a little bit. We had this discussion. I don't know if you remember.
Was this when your camera went
This
off? You went to get this shit?
this is when
She brought
this is
receipts for you, Kisha.
well, no, this was notes. This was notes that I took from the conversation with her. She said she gave me 5 things. Well, we talked about a lot of stuff, but the
Mhm.
5 things that I took away from the conversation was: do more lives with a plan, 5 to 10 minutes, find topics related to women, be more present in the community, do more checking in, and share old episodes of the podcast. And you notice the paper is crumpled up, right?
And I'm
Because
glad she wrote those because she sucks at all of those 5 points that she wrote. She's
but I'm doing it now. Tell me I suck.
She growing. She growing. She
but
growing.
you see,
No, I
Norine,
crumpled it up because I was on my desk and I was like, I'm going to remember this. I'm going to throw this away, but I said, you know what? I'm going to keep it because I want to make sure I hit each goal. So I've been doing more lives. I've got my Sister Wisdom Wednesday and I've been coming out and I'm not as shy as I used to be. I find more topics related to women and I kind of let them lead on that when it's Sister Wisdom Wednesday. I'm more present in the community. Listen, if it's happening in the community and I already have something going on, I can't be there. But I'm trying to really be more out in the community. It was a mental health thing for me. It wasn't that I didn't want to support other women. It was just me trying to heal from all the things that I went through
Mhm.
when the pandemic was happening. And, it was just a lot mentally going on for me. So I wasn't as out there as I wanted to be. But your girl is outside. And then
Hey,
sharing all
period.
episodes of the podcast, that's really what we're working on this year. So I was like, I wanted to do this for myself because I didn't want. So Keisha, your guidance did not go undone. But that's
Oh.
the power of collaboration, is
Mhm.
because I add value to my space. But because I go to someone else just to pick her brain doesn't mean that she adds more value to me. She adds more value in her space. I add value in my space. We collaborate together. So when we group together, we add value together. Wonder Twin power.
I'm just
and
excited
sometimes
about it. I'm just excited
Hmm.
about it. For one, I'm excited about the location because we are going to be right on the heart of our riverfront.
Oh
It's supposed to
yes,
be
it's so
nice
beautiful out there.
Saturday. Oh, I
It's supposed to
cannot
be
wait.
55 degrees.
Hey, I don't care the sun gonna be out. I'm all about the pictures, babe.
Yep. It is
I'm about to
very
say content,
picturesque.
content, content,
Yes, and that's
content.
what and
You
that's the
know it.
thing right there. And what I'm excited about too is the scholarship, because I have
Yeah.
not
Me too.
announced it to the
Wait,
young lady yet, but there's a young lady that she's going to be receiving a scholarship there, and that's important to me to
man,
really.
you're taking over my. We were getting to the
Oh,
scholarship part. Why are you
my
rushing the
bad. I
conversation?
was so excited. I was so
This
excited.
is not Save Our Sisters podcast. This is shit happen.
Checker, checker.
If
She
Save Our
she
Sisters is
she
in the room, it is a Save Our Sisters event.
she took over. She's like, I'm here now. Y'all gonna be talking. I ain't gonna shut
Y'all
up
can
now.
wake me up. I'm awake now.
Once she got that Kisha note, she's like,
Hey, I
Listen,
tend to
listen,
do
Amen.
that,
I'm
Hold
on
on.
y'all.
This
I
time
tend,
side.
we
I
feed
tend
off
to
of
do
each
that.
other. Her and I.
Yeah,
We
I
feed off
tend
of
to
each
I
other.
tend to do that stuff. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just be hyping
Keisha's
people up.
fault.
My bad.
Which I love. Before we get to the scholarship and that it takes a village, because I do wanted to talk about it. I wanted to say something you mentioned about collaborating, then going to that person, and sometimes collaborating with a person, whether it is just having a conversation or checking in on certain things, it just gives you the push or the alignment that you need. Like, yo, I was on the right track. I'm really doing it. Because that person's like, yeah, you got this. Me and my friend recently started, Sandra, her name is Sandra. Shout out to Sandy, 90 Days Win. She's actually going to be here tomorrow. But we have started because we both live in Atlanta. We're like, let's pick one day of the week where we alternate. She comes to my place, I go to her place, or if it's nice out, go outside. And where we create content together, we just work with each other. We can be quiet, but working, because once you
Yes.
start sharing, like, yo, what do you think about this? Yeah, that's good. Because sometimes you're doubting yourself, like,
Hmm.
should I do it or not? So when you're talking to somebody creative as well, they're sure you like, damn, that's a good thing, do it. And then you're hyped up, like, let's go, let's go, let's. So
Exactly.
it's very nice to have collaborations, to sit
Absolutely.
down with your fellow people in the same industry or same work, just to get ideas and just to polish on your ideas, just to
Mhm.
exchange, motivate, and inspire each other. All that happens in one. So it's a win-win situation, to be honest. Like, it really is. Now, with that said, bring your donations of prom dresses in support of It Takes a Village of Peoria Inc. Can we talk about that? And a portion of portion of a portion of proceeds goes towards the Save Our Sister Scholarship Program. Now, Miss Noreen,
Sheesh.
you can have the
Felt like I needed
stage.
to raise my hand and say, "Teacher, it's my turn. Is it my turn yet, teacher?"
Go. Yes, it is.
Oh, so I love a community initiative, and I always support. Even when I was a part of the Single Parents United, I always have to attach some kind. You always have to give back. I feel like the community that feeds you, you always have to feed it back. And so last year we did Center for Prevention of Abuse. We did a lot of donations to them. A representative came out and collected all those items. This year It Takes a Village of Peoria, and they do a lot for the younger people in the community. And so their big initiative is donating those prom dresses for the young girls that just don't have it. And I have a couple of dresses that I have in my closet. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to lay them out so I won't forget. But I think it's such an important thing to really just support these young ladies, because there are parents, like, I know what it's like to not be able to give my kids all the things that I want to give them.
Mhm.
Because when the way I grew up, I was always that kid that didn't get to participate in everything. And so to be able to support them in their initiative in trying to not have any one of those young ladies feel that way, oh, I'm all about it. I'm all
Mhm.
about it. And
Yeah.
so two representatives are going to be there, and they're going to collect the dresses. The racks are going to be there. So we're asking everyone if they can bring out, a prom dress or, a nice formal dress to donate. They'll decide how they're going to divvy that up. And in support of that, Dr. Bernice Gordon Young is the CEO and founder of that group. And so she will be, sending those folks out there to collect those on her behalf. So I think it'll be really good to just give back to the community in that way.
And I'll say this too. If you, even though you should definitely come to the event as a whole, we would love to have you if you haven't already gotten your tickets. You are able to still bring the dresses and they will be able to pick those up. So if you're not attending the event, but you still want to donate, you do have the option to
Absolutely.
bring it to the event. You also have the option to bring it to UPM Suites. If you're not able to get all the way to East Peoria, UPM Suites is here in West Peoria, 2104 West Moss Avenue. In West Peoria. If that's what you prefer to do, reach out to me individually. My social media is Coach K Transforms. You can find me on here and just like, hey, I've got a couple dresses I want to drop off. I will make arrangements to make sure that you're able to do that, whether it's office hours or not. We just want to be able to contribute and to donate to Dr. Young's foundation because she's been doing this for a few years now. And I just love the initiative as well. So I wanted to put
Yeah.
that out there.
Question on that. For those who are not in your city and they wanna mail, if that is a possibility, can they do that? Can they mail the dresses to you guys?
Yep, they can send it right here to UPM as well. It's UPM Suites, 2104 West Moss Avenue in West Peoria, Illinois. Is 61604. And I will also put it in the comments. I'll grab on the thing too, so it'll be in the comment section as well. But yes, we will take donations anyway. And if it arrives after the event, we will still make sure that the foundation does receive it. So
Absolutely.
All right,
Now,
now, ma'am. Now our scholarship program.
yes. So, we need more women in higher places, right? We've got Kamala Harris in the White House. We need more people in the White House. We need more people in power. We need more of our young women in power. And so this
Don't want
is,
more podcasters?
they can podcast from the White House, just like she did when she was talking to Dr. Jackie about women's bodies.
Not Dr. Jackie.
There's enough room in the White House for a podcasting studio. Absolutely. But the whole point of it is to grab those young ladies right when they're getting out into the world, right when they're going into college, and anything that Save Our Sisters can do to help with that. We would love to be a part of their story. We would love to be a part of their educational journey because it is very important for us to help those along. When I was reading through some of the essays that these girls wrote, like I had to have my tissue, and I put myself through school, so I know how expensive it is, and some of them don't have the support. Some of them don't qualify for the financial support. And so in providing this for them, it at least gives them, it's not going to cover everything, right? But it is at least going to give
Something is
them
better than
those
nothing.
incidental costs that they have to pay out of pocket is at least going to help in some way. So definitely want to help with that. And then we will be granting that scholarship at the event as well. So I'm really excited about that. These young ladies, I mean, these essays were fabulous. The young ladies are so charismatic. I haven't met any of them in person, but it's yeah, it's going to be good.
Will they be attending?
They will be attending.
I want to say, right? As you said, first of all, shout out to you guys. You're doing amazing. As I said, this is what I really mean when I talk about empowering women. Like, y'all can shout and promote International Women's Day all year round because you are doing the damn thing. You're not just talking about it. But also, I want to ask, right? When you're reading these essays, how many essays was there?
So there were, I think the schools, I don't know if how the schools advertised
No,
it,
the
but I
ones you
reached
got
out.
to read, yeah.
Yeah, I reached out to the schools, and so they put it out there. But I had 5 strong candidates.
And you had to pick one.
I was hoping for 2. Unfortunately, only one made it through. But that's going to be in a future mentoring program. That's going to be in a
Yeah,
future mentoring program that I'm working behind the scenes on that.
yeah,
Because
but
just
I want.
going through that process alone gave me an idea.
Well, let's just say I think that's dope for this to be the inaugural year for you to even have the foundation.
Mhm.
I
You
think that's
gotta
amazing.
you gotta start somewhere, and you gotta start small before you dig.
Absolutely.
That's how some things
Absolutely.
grow. And you're putting so much because this is not an easy peasy thing, right? But my question was like, when you're reading these essays, because I know how empathetic we are, right? So when
Mhm.
you're reading this and you have to really pick one, even though like everyone's is seeming like, oh my God, I want to give you, but I'm not upright. I can't give all
Mhm.
of you, even though I want to. How do you get yourself mentally in that space to be like, because I know we can hold the guilt, like you feel bad for only being able to
Yeah.
do it for one, right? So how do you prepare yourself for that without making yourself feel bad as well? Because you are doing something amazing, even though you can only do it to one person right now. But it's still that like, oh shit, these other four people, even though their essence was also
It
very
just it
touching.
just it just encourages me to hustle harder. That's really all it
Amen.
is. Just hustle harder, raise more funds, get more donations. Let's get that budget up. Once the money is up, then we'll be able to do bigger, you know. So
And,
that
and
is
how
really my goal.
And how does the donations work for those people next time they want to be a part of it? Is the donation just through the event tickets, or do you have a whole other process for people to donate to the scholarship fund
So they
program?
would go to the Save Our Sisters website at saveoursisters.net and just go to the scholarships,
I think
sponsorship
it's
tab.
under support
Yeah, it's under
sponsor.
the sponsorship tab, and then you go to donate. So it's like a drop
Okay.
down. So hit sponsorship, it'll drop down. Then there's a donate button, and then our secure server is there. Our merchant provider is going to take the payment, and it is going to go into the budget.
All right. Me and you are gonna have to talk again down the line properly on this because you're not marketing this program properly. Like
Woo!
it needs
Call
to
her
be loud
out.
out
Call
there,
her
and we
out.
get this
Yeah,
man.
we
Call
know.
her out. Call her out.
You be quiet.
Because to me, I thought it was part of the ticket or whatever, but there's a whole program on your website for this, and I'm only hearing about all this
Yeah,
in
I
detail
guess.
now. We need to do
Yeah,
a
I
better job
have
on.
been marketing it. I have been marketing it, but I think yeah, it needs to be shouted from the rooftops. It needs to be
We're
shouted from
gonna
the
get on
rooftops.
that so that next year we get at least three ladies in
I had a
there.
dream, and then and something dropped in the bucket at the 11th hour, and so next year it would be louder. But this year it was, oh, you want to do this? Oh, okay, let me help you out. And I was like, boom, let me get this together. It's a wrap. So next year it'll be different.
As I say, I'm gonna let you enjoy your event, and then once you're done with your event,
Well,
we're
thank
gonna
you,
get on
Mama.
a meeting so we get this
Hey, I'm gonna let y'all have fun with that. I'm always here to support. But hey, get
amen,
her, Paula.
amen.
Get her, Paula. Get her, Paula.
No, but
Ah,
that's really what it is. We're all sisters here, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's
Paula's a
why I love.
baby.
That's why I love she calling you out right now because she needs to call you out. She needs.
Well,
She,
I don't know if I
eh,
need to be called out,
you
but
do.
yes, I
but
think
that's
I
how
need
we
a
get.
team. I need a bigger team.
But that's how we get
But yes,
better.
I
It
do need to
is.
stay
But
on top of it.
and when I say
Sometimes
call
tough
out, y'all
love
know
is needed.
that's my words of talk. Like calling out means, hey, it's
Um,
time to step it up a
the
little bit.
boot, you're
You
getting
know,
Yeah.
the
we
boots.
play
You
we
know,
play
you're
it
getting.
safe with a lot of things sometimes, but safe doesn't always mean win. We got to get unsafe and uncomfortable and step it up a little notch at five,
Yeah.
a
Well,
little notch of
when
five.
you're doing things for the community, you definitely have to be prepared to be uncomfortable,
Oh,
especially
all
when
the
you're doing
time,
things not for profit, because
all the
you're
time.
gonna get a lot of no's before you get the yeses that you really need in
And
order
that's
to
just
help you to move
generally in
forward.
life. Like that's generally
Yeah,
when
that's
you
genuine
Yeah.
the
life.
entrepreneur life itself, you are going to get a lot of no's. And before we head out, just on the collaborative tip, I wanted to put this tip out there. Everybody, you're not gonna vibe with everybody on a collaborative note. I did a whole presentation on this last year in Raleigh, North Carolina, and it was the keys to strategic collaboration. You have to vet people. You have to like Norine said, she listened to a couple of my other things. She knew nothing about me, but she checked me out on the live, and then she went and listened to it and did a little more research. When we had the initial conversations, you better believe I went and started doing my research. So everybody is not going to align with you. Everybody's not going to vet, but that doesn't mean that you have to stop. Continue to find those collaborative opportunities, continue to find those bartership opportunities. Bartering services is also key, especially for you entrepreneurs that feel like, you don't have the money to pay anybody. Hey, offer some bartering. What type of services do you have? What can you exchange? Just those things. I wanted to drop that quick tip because Your family and friends are not going to take you to the next level, people.
Nope.
They
All
are
right,
I
I'm
not.
done.
have I have a friend who did this logo for me, right? She draws Powerpuff cartoons for you if you go on a show. So I turned it on the Shit Happens logo, and she needed ideas for branding for a conference she's going on. Of course, she has seen me branding my stuff, and I needed a new logo for my rap sheet with my business and stuff. And so we're like, well, you give me the logo, I'll give you that. I'll come up with ideas
Period.
for you for that. And it
Exactly.
works. So because I knew the normal person who does my logo deserves all the money, is an incredible illustrator, but I don't have the money right now to afford him. And I don't want to be anybody who's in the creative world.
Yeah,
I want to pay your price because I
exactly.
know how hard it is to get people to pay your price.
Hey,
And I believe it's in work. So I'm like, I'm not going
dope
to
as
go
shit.
with him.
Your logo dope as shit, yo. It's dope. It's
Thank
dope.
you.
Hmm.
But also, Noreen, I wanted to say, as much as we give each other grace, sometimes we're also supposed to give each other the tough love that we need.
Oh,
Mhm.
And
absolutely.
and
Listen,
and and, and
I'm not,
Noreen,
my skin is as cute as it
yeah,
is and as soft
and
as
I
it
know
looks.
you
It's
are.
tough.
You can't work with me
That's
if she got that soft shit.
I know, right?
My skin is
And
tough
because
because it's good. It's good.
we believe in you and your initiative program and all the amazing things you're trying to do. So why wouldn't I wanna help you keep doing the amazing shit
Right.
that you're doing, right?
Well, on that note, I did I met a lady when shout out to Wendy Veloz. She actually is a not-for-profit coach. So her and I will
Mm,
be doing things together. So she's gonna get me right for the next event. So
I
Is
love
she
it.
the one in DC?
Marilyn, yeah.
Yeah, I think I know
I
her.
think I met her online or in a clubhouse room or somewhere, but
Yeah, she comes
Wherever.
to a clubhouse
yeah,
room. I believe her profile picture is a green top or something.
I
I
I
think
love
so.
know
it.
Yeah.
Wendy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
love her.
I had her information for a long time. I held on to it because I knew what I was doing. And so as soon as I got the not-for-profit status, I was like, okay, once we get done with this luncheon, we're definitely going to sit down with a coach because I want to make sure everything does what it's supposed to do.
Hmm.
Especially where it comes when it comes to the scholarship. Definitely want everything to align right because I want this to be successful. I want it to be synonymous with any of the what do you call those sorority scholarships,
Yeah.
any of the city scholarships. I want them to say, "Oh, Save Our Sisters. Oh yeah, I know her. I know the founder of that. Okay, yeah." So I want them to have faith and trust in what I provide for the community. And those girls, I
We're
want
gonna
them to
get
be able
there.
to be trusting in it. Yeah.
Right, we're gonna get there. So, ladies, before our time is coming up, but I want to make sure that you also get the recognition that you deserve. So, Kisha Woods, aka Coach K, founder of Upgraded Mindset. Let the people know all the amazing stuff you have coming up, where they can find you, and all that good stuff. Sell yourself, baby girl.
Absolutely. So yes, I am like I said, personal transformation and entrepreneurial development coach for women. Upgraded Mindsets has a variety of different resources that I provide, whether it's administrative services, coaching, mentoring, podcasting. You can check me out on the Empowering Real Talk podcast. I have my new podcast, which is The Woman's Hustle. Thrills and spills of entrepreneurship. Yes, that is newly launched. That is all about us women and the thrills and spills of entrepreneurship. Me walking that journey personally, why not create a platform to make it easier for the next woman to say, oh, this is something that Kisha said, it's not about this. There are going to be guests on there talking about their thrills and spills of entrepreneurship. Super excited. I have my virtual meetups, Growth Over Everything, which are every other Sunday. We just had one yesterday and it was amazing. You can register for that. I'll put my link tree details in the comments section. The in-person meetups will be resuming in April. I got some extra spice added for those. And like I said, with regards to this event, but there are other things that are upcoming for the summer months. There will be things going on here at UPM. We're doing a little bit of restructuring here as well to provide more services for our community. We have businesses within UPM. True Treasures is here. We have our licensed cosmetologist that does lash and brow extensions, Uniquely Flawless by Sherry. There are other businesses that will be gracing UPM shortly. So there's just a lot of things going on, y'all. I could tell y'all all day. But follow me at, I know that say Coach K Woods on there, but I have recently rebranded that. It is now Coach K Transforms, because baby, I am transforming minds and elevating lives. So I
Amen.
am just super, super excited, super blessed, super grateful to just have you guys as support team, and to be able to be on this platform with you, Paula. You know, I appreciate you letting me come and talk shit, girl. I appreciate it.
Anytime, and anytime. And on top of that, just to add, so if you're like Coach K and you decide to go change your social media handles, please update them on your bios and send them out. Just FYI.
Hey, thank you, sis. I will, because they definitely updated, but I haven't not sent officials out. But media kits and everything are in the process of being updated. Because I am in the process of some speaking engagements that are coming up here in the summer. So I am
Damn.
in that mist, baby. I am
Are
in
you
that
are you
mist.
pitching your bossness away?
You know that too, baby. You know that
Shout out
too. Shout out
to
to
the
Leah.
boss pitch.
Shout out to Leah Forney, baby.
Getting
She
us
is
straight.
definitely the queen pitch. But yes, catch the book, From Havoc to Healing, 30 Days of Reconditioning on Amazon. Check out the online store where you can catch this t-shirt and a lot of others at upgradedmindsets.shop. Again, I'm going to put my link in the comment section. So my link tree has all of my details on there. So just go check it out, y'all. And of course, just reach out if you have any other questions. So I appreciate being here, sis. You just don't know. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, Miss Norine, can you catch up on that?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, she is very long-winded. But
She
she got a
stands on
lot of
business.
she got
She
a lot.
stands on business.
And make that into a t-shirt. I stand on business. Write that down. No, so did we even introduce my name? Do people know who I am?
I mean, go ahead if you want to introduce yourself. It was right there.
So
You're waiting to the end of the time to ask if you introduced
right,
yourself.
because we just started talking. That's how things go sometimes, you know. This is Norine Fahie, founder and CEO of the Save Our Sisters group and host of the Save Our Sisters Unplugged podcast. You know, what I try to do here is teach a lot of resilience. I am a mentor, soon to be coach, because I'm going to really dive into that. But I'm going to change my platform on that. So basically, what we do
Change is
is
coming around. I love it.
I try to empower women to talk about their journeys of survival to success. We have a lot of things that hold us back in life, and some of that is our trauma that we have held on to for so long. So once we drop all that trauma, we can basically focus on being our best selves, and changing our mindsets and just being better in life. Um, I am also speaking of Leah Forney, I'm going to be participating in her documentary, Silent No More. That's going to be coming up in April. They have won awards for the last documentary that they did. So I will be sharing my journey of sexual assault. So it's going to be a tough one. I already met with her and the producer, and it was an amazing discussion. I have to meet with my children and let them know this is going to be going down. You know, but I'm really excited to do that because it's so aligned with what I do in Save Our Sisters and on the Save Our Sisters Unplugged podcast, is empowering women to share what has happened to them so that they can walk in their purpose. You know, we can't stay stuck in those things that have happened to us. Once you get stuck there, you're locked. Your feet are like cement. And so trying to help them unlock is what I try to do. Definitely going to be working with the coach to get the not-for-profit going in the right direction on an upward trajectory, and also going to be starting a Save Our Sisters mentoring program for young girls, because like I said, going through the process of doing the scholarship program, it gave me some ideas for what is needed in the community, and I looked and I didn't see some of the things that I'm wanting. So I'm not going to put too much out there because, you know, I don't want anybody to come steal my idea. But I want to really take those girls under my wing, and you know, and not just with the scholarship program. I've seen it in the business. You know, I'm still in corporate America, so that's why I need a team. But I'm still in corporate America, and I see a lot of how these young women are carrying themselves, especially when they're leading meetings, and you know, the way they dress, the way they present themselves, the way they, you know, their mannerisms and their speech. And all of those things. I want to bottle that up into a package and help these young ladies. So that'll be an in-person thing. It's in the works. I have not officially announced that it's ready yet, but it's in the works. And so that's really what I want to do. In May, Mother's Day month, I celebrate the whole month because, hey, mothers do too much.
I
I'm going to be
celebrated
having
my mother yesterday. We are from UK. We celebrate the UK Mother's Day. But shout out to you all in May Mothers. Happy
all the May
early
mothers.
Mother's Day.
Well, I'm going to have the Rise and Grind breakfast. And it's going to be like a nice little networking event. We're going to have breakfast provided. Of course, tickets will be sold on Eventbrite. It was supposed to be in February, but I switched the months so that I can focus on this luncheon because I didn't have the energy to do both. And so that is going to be all about networking. So we're going to have people come branded, bring your brands with you, wear your logos, come with your business tips, come ready, because like Miss Kisha gets up at 5 a.m. Okay, so I couldn't have it at 5 a.m., but we're going to have it at 9 a.m. because you have to get up early in order to get your stuff together, right? So it'll be kind of like focus on entrepreneurship, but we'll have a little fun in it, and then we'll have a little breakfast. So that's what I have coming up. And then there might be, of course, we're going to have some sister check-ins sprinkled in every now and then. And then we're going to also still have some in-person meetups. So I'll have a full calendar by the end of the week of what's going to happen on what day. So that's really what we have coming up right now.
And she said, I don't have a wrong shit, but she kept on going and going and going.
You call me long-winded.
Because apparently I had a lot to say.
I guess shit happens. Norine might be coming back in May to talk about her upcoming event in May. I'm just saying. But
it's called Empower Her Morning, Rise and Grind Breakfast. So we're going to empower her morning.
I love it. Well, you ladies, thank you so much, because I got 4 minutes. I gotta run into the next live again I'm doing, but I can sit and talk to y'all like forever.
I know.
But I really love what you're doing, and I am so lucky, sad I'm missing it, especially since where you guys will be having that, I'll be in a funeral. But I will be cheering you on, and I'm supporting, and I know it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to hear about the winner of the scholarship. So you're all interested of whether you can make it or not, but you are interested in sponsoring some prom dresses. I will put the address again in the comments below, so you can send them or drop them off. And for all those, just because the scholarship has already been awarded doesn't mean we're not collecting any more donations for scholarships, because you got to start preparing for next year right now.
Absolutely.
So give. Every cent matters. So even if it's $5, we will appreciate it and thank you for it. So we will put information there for you to go to donate to the Save Our Sisters Scholarship Program. And for all those who tune in and spread some comments, thank you, Tonya, for hanging out with us as shit happens. And for those who are going to watch the replay, please watch and send your family members to these events to promote, donate, and do the damn thing. Especially your women who are talking about empowering women, show out and empower the shit out of this.
Get them.
Until next time, which is in 3 minutes. Shit happens and shit happens. Bye, love. Thank you all for tuning in.